There are these things called crafting writs. Basically, you walk up to a board, you pull...
Crafting what?
Crafting writs.
Writs?
I'm guessing
Oh, W-R-I-T-S.
If I had to guess,
WRITS.
are they like crafting bounties where you get like
They're bounties.
I heard you say Ritz like the cracker, and I'm like...
Not Ritz crackers, yeah. No.
What? It's a weird kind of cross-promotion.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Emergent Gamer Podcast, episode 183, brought to you by the OG Podcast Network.
Woo!
Make those podcasts yours.
OGPodcastNetwork.com.
We should make a new slogan for them every week until they pick one that they like.
I would
Then give us
love
money
that.
for that.
Find us
marketing.
in the games and hobby section next to the fireside chats.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy that we're like the gaming podcast of the OG Podcasting Network.
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
Very happy about that. Thank you, OG
But you know
Podcast
what?
Network.
Competition does breed excellence, so it
there's-
wouldn't be the
There are
worst
plenty
thing.
of gaming podcasts out there.
Not on OG.
Yeah, but
No.
I would rather...
Would it make our show better?
I would rather be exclusive on OG.
Exclusive on
just,
OG.
Just saying.
Look, no, you're 100% right.
And then
Yeah.
competing with all other
I'm just
groups.
here like, but you could be better.
we are better
We have to be
because
better
we're on
now.
the OG Podcast Network.
I just like arguing.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of
me
it.
too. That's why we're on a podcast.
Sure, we like talking about bullshit.
How are you guys doing?
I'm great. This is Trip Zero.
This is Felix Hergood.
And Neo Ayoshi.
We're here doing the thing again. No lock and key. Prior
Aw.
engagements. But yeah,
okay.
I'm doing great.
I'm glad.
I'm doing great. Streaming,
Still doing the Destiny thing.
doing the Destiny thing. It is
It's going along.
reset day today.
And you're here.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I did a couple hours earlier, streaming earlier.
This isn't really the day you guys rush to like get things done, though, because you feel like your whole week is available to you.
Well, here's the thing. The past couple weeks, I've had the problem of only having one day of prep before we do raid night on Friday, and it's been Fridays generally. We've been going in on Fridays, and I'm trying so hard to keep up with everyone. Trip's got three characters at 580.
feels like I have 4 fucking
Yeah,
characters.
it's tough to keep up with all y'all, but I'm doing it. I'm hanging in there.
Sometimes Felix, I do try to rush and get at least the listed weeklies done, because I don't want to go down too much of a rabbit hole, because we're done with Destiny essentially. Like,
Yeah,
we know kind of
pretty
where
much.
we're at with the game.
We'll update as needed.
As needed, for sure.
Yeah.
But there's a new mechanic now where you can get an engram that drops powerful gear levels, like way above what you have. And you can get this thing, I've had it 4 times in one day. You can have it 1 to 4 times from what I've experienced in any given day. But it would be smarter to finish up your other weeklies, because they may give you power that's less powerful than these. So statistically, if you finish up all of your assignments, think of them like that,
Yeah.
and then every day you have a chance to get multiple engrams as they drop, you're maximizing your gains. So that is like kind of the
gains.
I don't know, the feeling of like, oh shit, I gotta get it done.
I'm going for
But-
that swole power
But that's
level.
only like, the fucking craziest of the crazies out there.
Right, but anyway, we're enough Destiny talk.
We've done a lot of it. So
Yeah, so Felix,
I'm okay with not.
we've been
diving in.
playing Destiny.
Yeah.
What have you been
What
doing?
have you been doing, bud? How's your week been?
Well,
Tell
we're
us
going to
about
talk about it a little bit more later. But
Yeah, we'll jump into that at the end of your
But
little
the only
spiel.
thing major that I accomplished was I 100% completed Assassin's Creed Origins,
Hey,
and I won.
congrats,
Right,
dude.
but more importantly, I also 100% completed all the DLC. So the platinum was weeks ago.
You are truly 100% in this game.
Yes, I even sat through 6
dude.
hours of
That's
the
crazy.
discovery tour of Egypt.
Is it? It's not one thing that's 6 hours. It's multiple tours.
No,
right?
in order to accomplish this one trophy, it was called the Daily Living series. The Daily Living series, we're walking through essentially a museum tour of how people in Egypt lived at that time period.
Dude, that
In-
sounds
in-
fucking awesome.
including,
honestly. Like I'm very into that.
It went through a really in-depth explanation of the process of embalming right? So with like little like visual, like almost like remember dioramas that you used to do?
Totally. Yeah.
So little visual dioramas of somebody like cutting a body open to like put in.
Yeah,
like,
they pull out the entrails and they
right.
put them in the outside. I remember. Oh yeah, man, I remember that.
This one, I just sat there and watched it to see if he would do a different part of the body. He just kept going for the nose, like every.
And you know what? That's the one I always remember because they show you like in the diagrams, they show you the hook. Yeah. And they show you how they reach in for the brain and they just like pull it out through the nose.
Pull the parts out. Yeah. Oh, so gross.
Dude, I love Egypt, man. I before this game even came out, I've loved Egypt, and I just haven't gotten to it because I'm still on Unity. I was chatting about this with Ironstorm in my stream earlier today, and I'm like, I'm the kind of person that needs to play through all of these for the story of Assassin's Creed and the world,
the overarching
behind whatever environment or area of the world that you're in that specific game.
I left that station.
I know I'm like
ago.
one of 5% of people that play this game.
Well, today in my stream, like Smoked Out Josh was saying to me, he's like, yeah, like it's just a reskin of a new game. And I'm like, Smoked Out Josh, it's a whole other goddamn part of history. It's a different location and a different part in fucking time that they're rendering from the ground motherfucking up. That's got to be partially impressive to some level.
There's been articles that have been coming out that talk about. I don't want to. Are we gonna?
What are we doing?
We'll see. We're not gonna jump now, but
I was just gonna go through some ESO things in just a second. So
you're good for that. We can save it for later. But there's a detailless description. A lot has changed in Odyssey, like a lot.
Right. I think I posted an article.
Very, very much not a reskin of Origins.
Right.
Like 1,000%.
That's what I heard in my brief understanding of it. But anyway, I did that. And when that finished, I immediately rolled into Red Dead, which we'll also talk about. I'm playing original Red Dead.
Yep.
But the thing I really have been doing not on stream, right, that I've been doing kind of on my own because I enjoy partying up with people for this in this game to do like dungeons and stuff. But Elder Scrolls Online is my first experience with an MMORPG. And I'm starting to understand the mechanics of it, like super hardcore. And I'm playing it off stream. I originally created 2 characters, I think, just to have variety. But now I'm actually utilizing the 2 characters for something that, and I'm chastising him a little bit, but I'm invoking Tuna's name here because when I was playing with Tuna, who is super high level, I mean, he's like 256 whatever or 186, I don't know.
He's
in the champion level.
Is he at whatever the cap is? Is he capped?
I don't know if he's capped, but he's definitely in the champion levels of the game, which is like this bonus thing you get to after you reach the level cap, which
what
I think
do they call
is
them
50.
in WoW, like legacy or something, or legendary levels or something?
I just call it just level cap. I haven't played WoW.
I had heard there's a mechanic where like you get to max level, but then you can like reset it and keep working towards progression.
Oh my god, he just typed 436. So Tuna reached this this like highest fucking echelon of the game, and he's given me like pounds of fucking insight on how to play the game better.
Yeah.
But one thing that I said to him one night that has now confounded me on how he got to this level is there are these things called crafting writs. Basically, you walk up to a board, you pull
crafting what?
Crafting writs.
Writs?
I'm guessing
writs. WRITS.
If I had to guess, are they like crafting bounties where you get like
they're bounties?
I heard you say Ritz like the cracker, and I'm like,
not Ritz crackers. Yeah,
what? It's a weird kind of cross promotion.
So you walk up to a board, you pull off 3 writs. One's for on one board, it's blacksmithing, clothing, crafting, and then the last one is woodworking, and then the other. What are you guys looking at?
No, don't. Just keep
I'm
talking.
distracted. So then the other board, you go up to the other board, and then there's 3 more writs. One for provisioning, making food.
Yep.
Another one for enchanting, making like gems that enhance your gear.
Sure.
And then the third one is alchemy. Right. So there's 6 total writs.
This is all familiar.
So
to me.
I said
it's all Elder Scrolls stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it translates like Final Fantasy 14 does it. WoW does it, where they like if you want to be a crafter of a specific nature, they will give you missions and quests to improve your crafting and as well get
That's a good point.
Add more to your spell book of cooking. Or
I was going to ask: is there some equivalent in WoW to doing this?
Oh yeah.
And these things like teach you how to do these.
Oh yeah,
less
early
flow
on you can get
as well,
like a
right?
mission that like teaches you how to do
In
your
early
first
WoW,
couple.
you would do things like you would become a miner. So as you're in the world, you would mine materials, and then you would also get. So you would have a gathering profession, and then you would have a crafting profession. So with the miner, you could be like, okay, I'm going to be a blacksmith, and I'm going to use all the materials that I'm leveling up here and earning, and I'm going to become a blacksmith and make armor for myself and get special, unique things to do. Go on.
So
Yes.
my original motivation for having a second character was okay.
Craft bag.
No, I have a character that I'm going to play with others, and then I'm
bag.
no. Before I had the craft bag.
Okay.
Originally, my main motivation for having two characters was one character was going to be for playing with others, and the other character is for me to play the story, so I can focus in on the story missions. And then it kind of evolved into this thing where I realized, you know, what would be great if I had another character who I could make proficient in all of like the blacksmithing and things like that. Just be the crafter for me, right?
I got a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why not just have one character that could do all those things?
You can do that, and right. But
Is it easier to have another character be your crafter, or just have your main character
you spend
do all the things?
I'm saying, like, if the main character that you're playing with ends up being your crafter, it means that you're spending an awful lot of time with your main character crafting instead of dungeon hunting.
But
you as a human,
either way,
you're spending that time.
Exactly.
Yeah, either way. Anyway, this is not I thought this was a valuable thing to do. I thought this was a tactic
Yeah, I don't
for
know.
playing the game. And by the look on your face,
See, it's funny
it makes
because-
sense that you don't understand. Like, it's not a good tactic.
Final Fantasy XIV
Right.
solves this issue by saying, "Hey, your character that you make can do literally anything you want.
You
It
just
can do
change
everything.
like the thing you hold.
And my
you change your weapon and
Don't
it changes your
misunderstand
class.
me.
Yeah.
Don't misunderstand me. The characters that I have can do everything. So I understand why you're confused on my logic. That was my novice logic on how to play this game. I thought that's the tactic I should do. Have the other character be my
Are
crafter.
you?
Not to bring this up, but this
ahead.
logic reminds me of when you were like, "I'm going to play Destiny 2 on Xbox and PS4, and then swap it a week on, week off." And I'm like,
similar.
"Well, that's not an efficient really way
It's
to
the
play
same
it."
logic.
But whatever, man, it's your
So
game.
what I was going to ask now: are you doing this because at this point you've taken both these characters on such different paths that
Well, now,
You're
just so
stuck.
you know, I'm not playing that first character unless other people are around. That character is
the first one being
Right.
The story one.
one?
the first one being the one that I play dungeons with. I only play that character when I'm going to team up with other people. But let me get to my point.
Yeah,
And
go
here's my
Okay.
point.
Okay.
Because I got more questions.
My point is this.
Yeah.
Okay. I was doing it all wrong because I go into the stream of this guy named Malevolent Docs. Malevolent Docs raids me quite often, and he's a really cool dude. He plays ESO on the computer.
Sounds familiar. I think I've seen him around
Yeah.
the interwebs.
He's actually been watching the Emergent Gamer before.
Nice.
So
What's up,
so,
Mel?
so I go into a stream, and I'm watching a stream. I guess I had rated him after my stream, and I see that he has his character limit, which is 8, maxed out. He has 8 characters, and I go to him. What's the deal? Like, why do you have 8 characters? What would be the purpose? I found a purpose in my experience, which was to play the story and to do this other thing, but I don't really understand mechanically why he would put all his time into 8 characters.
Seems like a lot, yeah.
It does.
As it turns out, I ask him, and he goes, "Oh, well, I can do, 6 times 8 amount of writs, the
Yeah.
crafting writs."
Yep. That makes
And
sense.
then it all clicks because I realize if I go in on my first character that's just sitting stagnant, that I only leave for the dudes and craft stuff, it instantly goes for that character into the craft bag. And when you turn in the writs, you get special rewards like these maps that you can find all over the world that give you these treasure caches.
And I'm guessing
like,
there's some
full
kind of
shit.
there's some kind of cooldown on these writs that you can only use them once every day.
Oh
week?
yeah. It's
What
every 12 hours.
Cool. So he's maximizing the amount of rewards he can get across all these characters.
In
Yeah,
addition
okay.
to that, what he added,
Dailies, yeah.
what he did in there is he was telling me, and I didn't realize this either because I didn't notice that each time you put a writ in, you get like 1,200 gold or something, or a shit ton of gold.
So it's a good farm for a lot of things.
So it's a
moneymaker.
doing the writs, and this is not, I'm not disparaging you, Tuna, at all, but like doing the writs has given me a ton of materials and a ton of gold in a much more quick fashion. Like, and now I'm thinking about making a third fucking character.
Look, man.
To like farm more.
It's a thing
It's
that
the
happens
MMO
in
thing, yeah.
MMOs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I didn't understand any of this. And now looking back at like Tuna's 436, I'm like questioning, how did you get through all this without doing writs?
You know, people run multiple Destiny characters.
He's like, I never done writs. And I'm like, what? Like now looking back retrospectively, I'm like, that's amazing. It's amazing you got there without doing them. That's all I want to say. Look, Tuna's like, I've honestly never done a writ. It's so funny, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely an MMO thing.
It is,
It's
though,
definitely.
100%.
You want to maximize the amount you can do with the time you have with the characters.
I
you
don't
have.
think I'll ever go to the crazy level of 8 characters because I realize every time I come in, I have to go into each character
And then
and then craft all this stuff.
Yes.
it's time consuming.
It takes me probably about 15 minutes to do all 6 writs.
See,
and turn
what
them
I
all
would be
in.
concerned with is
That sounds like nothing, dude. 15 minutes to do all 6?
Yeah, to do for one character.
15 minutes?
a character.
Yeah,
you're saying.
I've gotten it down
Yeah,
to about
it's not-
15 minutes.
Not bad.
That's
not
bad
bad.
at all.
MMOs usually stretch that out a little longer.
But
than
imagine
that,
doing 15 minutes for 8 characters.
I easily can. Yeah.
I honestly, after
I can't do
watching
anything.
Trip doing,
That
I
would
can't
be
do anything
Destiny.
in Destiny for 15 minutes.
So, yeah, so 8.
Everything is longer than
Think
that.
about it. 8 characters crafting writs. If I'm saying 15 minutes, and I'm being like liberal with that, I don't think that's a conservative number. I think that's a liberal number. It's probably more like
more center
10
leaning
minutes.
in that number.
It's probably more like 10 minutes. But think about that. Like 15 minutes for 8 characters, that's fucking 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Two
sounds right.
goddamn hours
And I'm
of
here-
just doing writs.
And I'm here like,
You would hate to see how much time I put in WoW
Yeah.
when that was at the peak.
what's the downside to getting
All that
that
currency.
efficiency done
Yeah.
in 2 hours only?
But that's not all the missions and quests and actually dungeon raiding
Again,
and all
I get
that
it.
shit.
So,
I'm
my
I'm
one
with
concern-
you, bud. That sounds very awesome though. In terms of like, I assume it's like a weekly progression too, right?
Well, when
daily
when I
is
Like,
level
do you
up,
have things to do during the week that this would take time away from?
there are dailies, but I don't focus on them. Right now, I'm just trying to get
Progress.
Level, progress.
So
I'm just
I'll-
playing stories.
I'll retract a little bit. I can understand that if you had to do this every single day, 2 hours to take out just to do that, guaranteed, is a little bit of a drag. It's a lot to do.
Well, if it's like I said, if it's on a cycle of every 12 hours and you want to get your maximum benefit,
then you would be
required. You would do 8 every day.
Yeah.
But that also means you're not progressing through the game
Right.
and
At
earning
all.
gear.
You're just doing
You're
that,
stopping
yeah,
so you
exactly.
can earn this.
Maybe this
So,
is just something people do super
Yeah.
end game when they completed every mission in the game.
usually yes. And WoW, you find that you would farm daily areas in World of Warcraft. I'm thinking like Wrath of the Lich King, Burning Crusade era. Yeah, that's usually.
I
How that would go.
downloaded. If anyone out there is playing this game and they really want a great assistance on finding like the treasures and there's for specific for those specific crafting what do they call them skills or whatever, alchemy versus enchanting versus blacksmithing.
Yeah.
That you
Skills
get these
sounds good.
you get these like maps that lead to a cache of materials for that.
Oh, for that thing,
Right. So
whatever
a
that,
really great
job
app,
is, or
a
whatever.
really great app that I think I paid $2.99 for in the iPhone is called the ESO app, and you can literally just look on a map and find out where everything is.
That's cool.
Like it's so easy to like go around and just find these caches because they're just all listed in this like thing. It's great.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, that's
So-
dope, dude. I'm glad you're having fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, and I the bottom line is you can have as much fun with single player by yourself with this game as you can with multiplayer. I don't ever feel
That's
that
important.
I need to do dungeons
It's
like
important
at this
to
point,
a video game.
but I'm not
Yeah.
to the end game. So
Not
maybe
every
when I
game
get
strikes that balance, so
to,
it's
yeah,
good.
maybe when I get to the end game, I'll be bored. I'll just be like,
And
I
you
gotta
got-
make
Maybe.
8 more characters,
And then you got Destiny you can come over and play.
Yeah.
Ouch.
You said you had one more game you started. Again.
no. What did I say?
You said you started playing another game.
I mentioned that I had after I finished Assassin's Creed. You talking about Red Dead?
I am talking about Red
Okay.
Dead.
Yeah. So after I finished my final stream, I finished it real quickly. I came in, got my last trophy, and then did a couple more missions. And like 35 minutes into my Assassin's Creed stream, I didn't know what to do. And then the Red Dead, not the newest trailer, but some announcement, maybe there wasn't an announcement. I don't know what it was, but
They put out another like gameplay trailer.
Yeah, but this wasn't that day. This was like the day before that. I guess I was just like thinking of Red Dead, and I was like, you know what? Why don't we just pop in Red Dead?
Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun. Let's like just play it, and boy, am I back in. Oh my fucking God.
1,000% back in.
Red Dead came out in 2010, and I could say that Red Dead is still less glitchier and a better game than some of the newest Assassin's Creed games, sans Origins. Like it's a better game and more entertaining and smarter in how it designs itself than like let me think like
a newer open world game.
Well, I was thinking like Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Oh, yeah.
Red Dead came out in 2010, and it's way better than Assassin's Creed
You of all
Syndicate.
people know that Rockstar has a bar that's fucking up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I'm just shocked at how smart it was. Like, what was I doing? I was like, I did something recently in the game, and then the game responded to me, oh, it started raining? And then he said something to the effect of, man, if I stayed out in this cold for a very long time, I'm probably going to get sick. And, it's just smart to me, like that there's these contextual things that occur in the world.
Well, it makes it more alive.
Yeah.
Right. So I walk into the saloon, and I have to go to a mission that's in the saloon. And I walk in the door, and right when I get in the door, there's all this crazy gunfire that starts randomly happening in the street of the main town. What's it called? Armadillo?
Sounds right.
Yeah, Armadillo.
I never played it.
Oh, the main town is Armadillo.
Well, I can't go back now. Dude 2 is coming out. There's no point.
Hey, picture this real quick. I'm pretty sure the set designers for one of your favorite HBO shows ripped this game off entirely. Because when I went in and so I'm playing the music as I'm playing. You got to pop in my stream.
I saw it a little bit today. You're playing the Westworld soundtrack while
you're
doing this.
I'm playing the Westworld soundtrack as I'm playing the game, and I walk into the saloon in Armadillo, and I'm not even kidding. The surface area of the saloon in Armadillo looks like the main saloon in the interior of the main. I don't know. Maybe it's just a common design with Old West saloons or something.
But you're saying like you walk in.
I'm expecting to see Maeve.
And over to the left is the bar, and like the steps go up kind of in front of you.
In this one, it's on the right, but it's like flipped. But the Westworld music is playing as I walk in, and I'm like easily like, where's Maeve? I need to talk to Maeve. You know, like she's going to be on duty here.
I think they really saw that game. Someone involved
on their
in that
staff
show was
played
like
that game.
Was like, this needs to be a TV show. Like, what if people did this for real? And that was just how the whole thing started.
And there were shows like Deadwood and like all other kinds of like Western shows that kind of capture the feel.
Sadly enough, I couldn't find a soundtrack for Deadwood to play while I was. I guess that's not common. But
So sad.
But I put the Westworld soundtrack in there, and then I went and got a bunch of Ennio Morricone soundtracks from like. So at one point, I'm going to
Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
I'm going to Twin Rocks.
Didn't he write the Red Dead soundtrack?
Ennio Morricone?
No. He might have had tracks on it. I don't know.
Yeah, he might have done like
because when the game came out, I definitely remember buying that soundtrack.
He did a track recently.
He might have been a part of it. I can't remember.
Something.
Hateful Eight.
Terrible story.
Hateful Eight.
Yeah, he was also in. He was also on the Kill Bill soundtrack.
Yeah, I put him into his Hateful Eight work into my mix today. So we had Hateful Eight, Django Unchained. I had the Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and I was getting ready to take down this bandit at one point when I'm like rolling out of town, and this is the most amazing part. These are the kind of meta conversations you have with this game. So I'm like rolling out of town real fast, and I had shot somebody who was behind me, who was shooting at a cougar that was trying to attack me, and I shot them because I thought they were shooting at me. Instantly get a $40 bounty on me, and a $40 bounty sends 3 fucking dudes after you.
$40 is a lot.
Right.
Old Western times.
Yeah. So I go racing in the opposite direction toward my target, right? And right when that happens, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly theme comes in.
Oh, damn.
And I'm like, holy shit, I'm having a Zen moment in this fucking game.
Yeah, that's very
Because
cool.
I'm being chased by 3 dudes, and I'm racing toward the person I have to kill with the Good, Bad, the Ugly, and I get there, and they're fighting that dude. So they're shooting his bandits. I'm shooting all of them.
Yeah.
And then he gets away. And then I have to fucking chase this dude. And I wanted to do like a clean kill. Not clean kill, but clean capture.
Yeah.
I wanted to capture him with the lasso. So I finally caught up with him, and I can't catch him. Fucking what's his name? I can't get close enough to lasso him. And fucking I can't remember. He comes in my stream. Admore's in my stream, and he goes, "Shoot the horse!" And I'm like, "Oh shit, I can do that!" So I fucking had a shotty, and I just shot the horse. The guy comes right down with the horse, and at that point, I lassoed fucking him and hogtied him and
Just dragged him behind your
no I didn't drag him behind the horse. I hogtied him in full and got him on the horse, and then I fucking took off, and then I forgot you're being fucking chased by fucking his dudes. Like, they keep spawning in the chase trying to take you down.
Jesus Christ.
All while
That sounds like an amazing moment.
yeah, all while Ennio Morricone is fucking like rattling in our ears.
That's very
It
cool.
was so epic, dude.
See, and you know that the new game is just going to have all kinds of crazy
times
moments
the
like
trailer.
this.
Well, I had numerous people in my stream today like not know that the new gameplay trailer reveal, which by the way had one of the most amazing reveals.
Oh, we're going to talk about it as soon as we're done here.
Because
Yeah.
do you remember a couple shows ago, I had said that there hasn't been anything transformative about the game so far.
It looked like more Red Dead.
It was more Red Dead, but there wasn't anything like super different to the series that blew my mind away. But the second, they were keeping everything for that second one, man.
Yeah.
Because this thing fucking blew me away.
If I play this game, Red Dead Redemption 2, without playing Red Dead Redemption,
You're fine.
I'm never going to go back and play Red Dead Redemption.
No,
so
and I think if you play Red Dead Redemption 2, you're going to want to go play Red Dead Redemption 1.
I don't think I'd be able to, though, because 2 is
Why?
probably going to have so many amazing systems that it would feel bad
to go backwards.
playing.
But you know
the
what?
first
Could be
one.
true.
You played Metal Gear Solid. You started from that and worked your way up.
Yeah, I know.
I did go
but
back-
I also grew up with those, and like I know that I'm losing out on features.
I feel like this is going to be
I mean,
like
I
it's
could
going to be
probably
like
be a
going
good
back
judge
to,
for you. I could tell you.
Well, I'm gonna wait for PC anyway, so maybe in the interim I will play Red Dead Redemption.
Now, this is the problem I'm having. I don't think I want to wait for PC for this game.
I'm going. I have too much other shit to do. It's an easy decision. I'm gonna wait.
That's good.
I'll play with a controller, but it's gonna look.
I don't
incredible
think. Here's the
on
problem,
PC.
dude. Yo, I don't think. I just heard somebody said today. I don't think they ever made a PC version of Red Dead
And
Redemption.
then it'll be
There
out
isn't.
in a
There
year or
isn't.
two, and then it'll happen. Same thing happened with
no, the
Grand Theft
original.
Auto.
I'm saying the original.
Oh, the original. Yeah, there's not.
It
so
has-
what would you do? Would you do PS4?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
It's not on PS4.
but I'm gonna wait.
What?
Red Dead Redemption 1 is not on PS4.
You're asking
The
about
only reason why
That
you
was
thought he was
never
asking
made
about
for
two.
PS4.
the only reason why you can play Red Dead Redemption 1 is because of the backwards compatibility for Xbox One.
I said PS4. I
You
said
did.
PS4.
And not to mention, they actually had a texture upgrade pack for the Xbox One,
I meant
which is nice.
PS3, but I said PS4.
I misunderstood your question. If you're asking what I would play Red Dead Redemption on, it would be the Xbox. If you're asking what I would buy Red Dead Redemption 2 on, if it's not on the PC, I would do PS4.
I got one better. I still have the PS3 copy of the Game of the Year edition included. It includes the zombie pack, the zombie.
I have that
expansion.
for Xbox.
Dude, that was the best fucking expansion I've ever played. Best thing ever.
I'm not kidding though. In terms of systems and graphics, Trip,
The game holds up.
It really holds up. I'm playing it right now, and
I understand that.
It fucking rivals some modern games in how intelligent it fucking is with systems.
Totally agree.
And the hunting,
I totally agree with him.
the hunting, you can get fucking lost. The only thing that it's missing are bows and arrows, which are coming in Red Dead Redemption fucking 2.
Yeah, boy.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Well,
You can tell we're really excited for
So
it.
fucking blown away
Yeah.
by this
and
motherfucker.
I got people telling me wait for the PC version. You're waiting for the PC version, Trip. I don't know if I can.
I understand it.
I don't know if I can.
I get it.
I really want to. I want to live in this world. I want to breathe the dirt
Live in the world.
and the revolver gun smoke
And you can, based on the highlighted feature
in the trailer.
in the trailer.
Let's talk about the trailer. You ready to talk about the trailer?
Yes.
So I should have watched it again before coming here. I apologize.
I'm fresh on it.
I have not watched
cool. What?
Oh, because my
So
point
tell
was
me
I
all
played it in my stream.
about it.
A bunch of people
Oh,
did
yeah.
not.
What? Tell me your highlights. Tell me your high points there.
Do you want me to talk about the big high point?
Yeah, talk about the
First
big high point.
motherfucking person, dude. It's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be entirely in first person.
Definitely,
I
definitely
saw a tweet about that.
taken from GTA 5.
Yes.
I think
You have
I
the option,
expected
right?
that.
You can.
Oh
pick
yeah,
one
yeah,
or the
yeah,
other.
yeah. It's just going to be like, I guarantee you, it's going to be like Grand Theft Auto 5. When they implemented that, you can just jump back and forth. The only difference is the biggest drawback for the first person in Grand Theft Auto. It's a game you drive cars and you're constantly in blind spots. Well, this is not a game where you're going to be constantly having blind spots.
I don't think GTA 5 was also designed with first person in mind. There's a lot of weird things that it does in first person.
Right,
When I
exactly.
played it, I tried it. It does not feel good.
And it's true because it's
Some things felt good, but I know what you mean about it's wonky. At
Yeah,
points.
and whatever their engine is that they use always kind of has this weird movement that the characters have. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you see John Marston walk, he's got like kind of like a swagger to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even like the GTA 5 characters, they all have like a
horses
weird,
have a great swagger though.
The locomotion is different
Yeah.
in this third person game than other third person games. It's strange, and I don't think it
I
translated.
do know what you mean, yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. I don't think I would play it in first person.
Oh,
I think
doing
I'm
the whole fucking thing in
I think I'm
first
sticking
person.
third person.
Until I find out, like, if
The gun models though look really fucking good.
if it ends up having
problem.
like, here's what would stop me on first person. If I start playing it in first person and I discover that, like, for instance, the bow hunting, the mechanics aren't good. It doesn't feel like tight with the bow, or
you got to feel a bow and
or there's really shitty like blind spots with the I don't know what they're gonna do with the horse, with like bow hunting from a horse or whatever. Like, I don't know how that's gonna feel.
All right.
Like I said, vehicles in GTA 5 when you're in first person have blind spots. So how are they gonna like how are you going to be able to rotate 360 degrees on the horse like you can in Red Dead 1?
As far as I remember, I think it's going to be like a lock-on thing. Like you'll hit the trigger to aim the aiming trigger, and it'll like point you in the direction you're going. Usually, the tricky thing will be is it going to mess up your pathing as you're aiming while riding a horse?
Yeah, it's got to be like a thing where you can like lock, like kind of in The Witcher, where you
It'll
can
snap
like
too.
lock a horse to
Yeah.
the path that it's on, and just let it go, and then you can just move freely around as it's moving.
Kind of what you do with horses in real life. Like they go in the direction that you go, and you don't have to.
But you don't
press
want to like walk into
forward.
a tree or anything while you're.
But horses.
They're smart.
Know not
They
to
need
run
to be
into
smart,
a tree.
yeah.
You don't have to hold up when you're riding a horse in real life.
No,
So like,
no, I don't need to
it's
keep
almost
holding it.
realistic to let it just follow its path, and then you can feel free to look in any direction and shoot whatever.
The first time, and this is brought up in the chat, we don't normally call out to the chat, but Ironstorm brought it up. But the first time in GTA 5, right? I know. But the first time in GTA 5 that I got the hatchet and ran up to somebody in the street and hacked them to death, I felt like super bad.
I felt guilty for that.
I
Virtual
felt
person.
I'm like, wait a minute, what did I just do? I literally just simulated
committed
hacking,
murder. Have a
hacking
cookie.
somebody to death.
yeah, you get this like,
And
"Ooh,
you don't
God.
you don't get that same feeling from doing it in third
Oh,
person.
not at all. I got into a car accident in first person in
Real life?
in GTA 5, and I'm like, oh my God, like that was fucking crazy.
But
'Cause,
you
like,
did it in first person.
yeah, in first
Yeah.
person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you're thrown around, the
Yeah,
car's
yeah,
flipping
yeah,
up,
yeah.
and everything is just shattering.
Especially
and
when it starts
smashing
rolling. If the car starts
and- yeah.
rolling.
Oh yeah, dude. It was nuts.
So like I don't even know how that's going to be with like like being on top of a carriage, and
Oh, yeah.
falling
Oh,
off.
dude. It's
yeah,
probably so
they
cool.
showed you a brief train segment of you like kind of like boarding a train.
It looks like trains are going to be like a
A heist. Like,
huge presence in the
Yeah.
game, like more so
Very
than
cool,
any
yeah.
it
other
sounds
one.
like there are going to be like different heist scenarios in this too.
yeah.
Well, no, it looks like they're copying and to be honest with you, it looks like they're copying and pasting the heists.
Mechanic.
The heists
The heist
from
missions.
GTA.
Wouldn't be a bad thing.
I mean,
No,
it's
no.
it's their mechanic.
Their
No,
raid,
the thing-
honestly.
What?
the
It's
thing-
their raid, honestly.
yeah.
Yeah. The thing that stood out about all
pieces.
those things, they said, you can do heists. And I was like, well, we could do those in GTA. But then they said, you can home evade. Home invasions.
Hide your kids,
And I
hide your
went-
wife.
I can't wait, dude.
I went home invasions. That takes me back to like San Andreas.
My days of home invading takes
Yeah.
me back.
The San Andreas, you ran these missions where you would do home invasions.
Oh, that's terrifying.
I hope it's not
Right, dude?
mission form. I hope it's just like you're raiding like the frontier,
Right.
like just invading homes. It's going to be amazing.
What else did we see in the trailer? I'm sorry, guy. I'm gonna have to rely on you in this one.
Let's see.
Did they show us?
It showed that the world is going to be, which I've already proven today. The previous game was, when in my anecdote about walking into the saloon and then having my mission completely interrupted by a gunfight that happened outside. Like, they show this thing where the guy slides off a roof, and the minute he falls off the roof, and it looked like he's in Armadillo in the rain, he slides off the roof, and then immediately some people are like, "Hey man, what the hell?" and like try and fight him. You know, like
dynamic events.
Events where it seem to be super fluid and more organic than they even were.
Yeah, because in games where there's like a lot of crowd activity, there's always this moment where something big is happening, and then maybe you'll get the NPCs at this point to look at what's happening, but they'll just keep on their paths and walking along.
Yeah, they're
and
doing. I gotta go to work.
It's not too immersive.
Yeah.
Like, I spent all day today. Here's a great example of how Red Dead Redemption 1 fails at this. I spent all day today trying to cause a duel to happen in the street. And as it turns out, because it's a part of a mission, and as it turns out, like, you can't cause a duel unless there's certain things that occur. And one of them is you have to unlock this outfit called the Elegant, like, attire. And you unlock that later for whatever means. I think you buy it from one of the towns. But if I have that and I go to poker and I get caught cheating, then that can invoke a duel. So somebody will duel me in the street.
Specific things have to occur. Yeah.
Otherwise, you literally have to, like, wait until it randomly generates a duel.
Yeah, it sounds like this. If you, like, let's say you kill someone, it sounds like you'll have, like, family members come after you. Like bounties are, like, taken to another level where, like, people will seek revenge on things that you do in the game as well.
That's what's really important that I forgot about the old Red Dead that I think they're going to completely go blow our minds with. There is a morality system that rivals, like, Fallout New Vegas, and I forgot it was even in there.
Yeah.
Like, you have an honor system where you get honor points, honor this way or honor negative. Like, today you walk up to this small mission where you're supposed to get this deed for this dude. So I go over, and a deed from an old man, like, for a house. I go up to the guy's house, and he's like, pulls a gun on me immediately, and he's just like, "Hey, what are you doing? You know, you causing trouble or whatever." And then I can make the game tells me, it says, make the choice, take it by force or take it honorably by paying him 200, like, gold or whatever. And I chose, I didn't have it. I didn't have the 200 gold. So I could do two things to get it by force: hogtie him or shoot him. So I did the third thing. I hogtied him and cut his throat. And I did this on screen, and Admore goes, "Felix, you a black hat."
Yeah, black hat in it for sure.
Felix, he goes, "Felix, you are the black hat." I was like,
wait, elaborate. What's a black hat?
Black hat is Westworld.
Oh, the man in black.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like, when you go into Westworld, you choose a black hat or a white hat, and that black hat has become the
renegades.
The name for exactly.
Gotcha. And the white hat is just like, "Hey, partner,
so
new in town."
So I cut his throat.
Yeah.
I take the deed. It says you got the deed. I go back to the dude, and I give him the deed, right?
Right.
And then from there, I earned the mission or whatever, got whatever money for the deed, and then I turned around and hogtied him and cut his throat.
Shit. You were fully committed at that point. You're like, I'm going to ride this fucking train the whole way. What happens is
you have a bar at the bottom, and my honor went negative 100 on each of those kills.
Right.
And it's getting closer back to the line of completely neutral when it had already, for a bunch of good deeds I did, gone in the right direction.
Yeah.
So left is, like, super negative. So I even think there are certain outfits. There's one outfit I think you can't unlock unless you go super negative. So
Right.
in order to earn your outfit unlocks, you have to do a bunch of things in order to earn that outfit. And I think in order to earn one of the outfits, you actually have to go completely negative in your honor.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and one of the new things that you can do apparently is you can eat and grow your beard, and you have to let it grow.
None of that exists in the original
Right.
game. Yeah.
So, like, you'll be able to, like, gain weight and lose weight depending on what you do.
Oh, well, that harkens back to San Andreas, because you could do. There was a weight thing where you could work out.
Was there really?
Yeah, yeah.
In this case, you can't just go to like for example, you can't go to a bar and go, "Oh, I'm fresh faced. Give me a beard." Like in Witcher 3, you could do that.
You've got to grow it out first.
You got to let the world. You have to live in the world to let it grow out.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, and then you go to, like, the barber.
Working on my beard right now, guys.
Yeah.
Working on my beard.
Maybe we'll have a beard by Tuesday. We'll see. See if we can
how
go get
long
it cut
it takes.
Goatee it a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
at some point.
I think it's definitely
It's gonna be
very
It's
exciting.
gonna be a lot of shit to play in this game.
I was trying to think of other things. I don't know. I mean, the combat, obviously, the fist fighting looks way more dynamic.
Yeah.
It looks like there's going to be more similar to like Assassin's Creed, where like if you catch them a certain way when you're fighting, it'll go into like a almost like a mini cutscene type fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
kind of like Uncharted.
Yeah, that it
pulls
like
in,
definitely like Uncharted.
Pulls in the camera a little bit.
Yeah, none of that really. That kind of exists in Red Dead, but not really.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm glad they're taking their engine, which kind of bothered me with a lot of the ways it felt to like be in the world. Like we already described it earlier, but like it looks like they're really improving how it feels to like move around in the world. And I'm really hoping that that's the case, because that's like a lot of the stopgaps for me in like GTA.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be probably your little share of wonkiness or weirdness, maybe a weird
weird momentum
stride or something. You know, doesn't slow down fast enough. But it's I take the good with the bad, and I think this game looks overwhelmingly gorgeous.
I know, I can't.
So,
I don't think I'm waiting for the. I don't think I'm waiting for the PC.
Did you see the snow?
I saw the
snow. Yeah.
Looks like hard pack versus soft pack, like different types of snow you can walk on. Jesus fucking
One for the rival Horizon. Their snow tech.
Yeah.
Snow tech.
All right. Well,
What's
that's
next?
cool. You want to move on? All right. Do you want to talk about the big story, or do you want to save that?
No, let's
I
hit it.
can't remember what the big story was.
I think they're all of our stories are important.
They're all important. They all.
So this leaked this morning.
Yeah, this is literally like a super topical as of
I
today thing.
remember.
I woke up and my feed was like blowing up with this, and I could not. I was like, "Whoa!" And I was half asleep when I first watched this video, which has now been taken down. But someone online leaked hand cam footage of a Harry Potter RPG, and it's crazy. Did you look at Felix? Did you happen to look at the GIF in our Discord?
I didn't see it.
I'll pull it up. For you.
Yeah, please pull it up.
Because I'm glad you posted that, because I went to
the
look
video
for it
was
and I
pulled.
saw that it got pulled down.
WB has been pulling this video already, so it's.
You guys think it's real?
Oh God, yes.
If it's fake, someone put a lot of work into this.
Can I give you a rundown on the description that was given with this? So, set in the 19th century, the 1800s, the Wizarding World is a third-person open-world action RPG that centers around your character with unique abilities, who has earned a late acceptance into Hogwarts. You are a newly arrived fifth-year student to Hogwarts that demonstrates a latent gift for magic and a unique ability to track and identify remnants of a potent ancient power. Upon arrival, strange events begin to materialize in the Forbidden Forest, and trouble begins to brew within the castle walls. Together with Professor Ezreal
Just
Fig.
pick it and commit to it.
From the stories.
You're right. You embark on a journey through both familiar and never-before-seen locations to bring light to the truth behind these mysterious occurrences. On your quest, you will feature. Okay, now this is like game details.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is this, when this was posted, did they say if that blurb was like from documentation along with this, or where did that come from?
It came from the person who posted the video.
Yeah, but is that
vape this bro on
no,
Reddit?
I know the source, but is that his writing about the game? Because that sounds almost like a, I don't know, like a blurb in a magazine or something that you would read.
I believe
else.
this is probably part of the, because this apparently is like test footage. This is probably accompaniment to whatever their
probably
thing
a
is.
focus group thing.
Yeah. So let me just finish real quick.
Yeah.
On your quest, you will craft potions, master spells, discover fantastical beasts. You will battle dark wizards, goblins, and other supernatural enemies. And wait, the key thing here is journey to Hogwarts to become one of 8 different wizard types. Experience Hogwarts and make new friends. Uncover secrets.
8 characters.
8 classes is what I think it is.
So you'll have 8 characters to have.
There you go.
All of your classes.
So the big question is this a single player? Is it an MMO? It could be a very cool MMO. You and a bunch of other students in Hogwarts.
Yeah, we don't
Just
know.
saying.
All we have is that video,
This
so we
is
don't
it.
know if it is an MMO. People are saying
You see a little bit of the
MMO.
character creator.
People are saying open world, which I don't think we know definitively that
It says
either.
open world. It does say open world.
in the text it
In the
does.
text it does say open
Okay.
world. So this is all just the rumor.
Gotcha,
This is just a rumor.
Sure.
But and it look honestly my first thought was, oh, this is what Rocksteady's been doing. And I think a lot of people online had that same opinion.
Right, and they kind of ran with that.
Rocksteady's been pretty absent since 2015, since their last game came out.
Mm-hmm.
They're the Batman developers and our publisher under the umbrella of WB,
Yep.
which is why it was easy to go, this is what they've been doing the last like 4
Is
years.
Harry Potter
But
a
it's-
Warner Brothers product?
Oh, yeah.
All
movies are published or
Jace-
produced by WB. Yeah.
Jason Schreier does not think it's
No,
Rocksteady.
and
He
in
had
fact,
another theory on
in
Kotaku
fact,
today.
it came out that it was Avalanche I'm going to get this wrong. It's either studio or software.
It's one and not the other.
Because one of the Avalanche studios makes the Just Cause games and is currently
not that one.
It's not that one.
Right.
And they're also doing what's that game that's coming back that no one played? Rage 2. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, the question I want to ask,
It's not them.
the question I want to ask is, because I don't know, what has been the history of Harry Potter games?
There's a shit ton.
Of
Yeah, I
movie
was gonna
tie-ins.
say,
Movie
like-
tie-ins.
Yeah.
There's the official Harry Potter series,
The Lego
that
games.
that EA did for a long time. There's the Lego games.
There's the Quidditch Cup
Yeah.
game. There's handheld games up the ass.
I
So
played
why
a
are people
good
so-
amount of Quidditch World Cup. It was a lot of fun, actually.
Because this isn't a movie tie-in, so it's not beholden to the properties. It is them getting to tell their own story in their own time period. So it separates itself from both movies, from both movie series.
It's like hundreds of years before.
And not only that, it seems like a
800.
fully fleshed out role-playing Harry Potter experience.
It's a new IP. I get it.
Pretty much.
The story will be new and everything like that. It's almost like
If you look at the video and the GIF, it shows you your button layouts with different spells that are familiar that you'd be familiar with the movies. They're showing the character creation. They're showing all kinds of cool physics and cool ways of interacting with the world and very cool magic effects.
well, theoretically, it could be like
you gotta give me more.
Shadow of
Something more.
Mordor. Shadow of Mordor.
A movie tie-in that's
a game
tie-in to the
tie-in
property.
that uses the IP because they have permission to use the IP, but like that can't use like Harry and can't use like meaning
Right.
they're
I can believe
making
that.
it to be in that universe, but they only have rights to like
J.K.
certain-
Rowling is very protective of
So
her
J.K.
entire
is
franchise.
J.K. is not saying it's okay, but they're allowed to because they have rights to like maybe make derivative Harry Potter.
I don't see
products.
why she wouldn't be okay with it. I'm just saying if this
From a story perspective,
this
she
game
might
is
not.
making a really good call by separating itself from the movies and the books. I think it's doing
just
that.
like Shadow of Mordor did.
Yeah, okay, but Shadow of Mordor had Gollum in it, and it had freaking Shelob in it.
Yeah, and how were they able to do that?
They have property rights to it, so they can take the elements of whatever they want and do whatever they want with it. They could have done that with this Harry Potter too. They could have put you in Harry's class if they wanted to. I'm sure. We've had movie games. We've had games tie into the movies before.
And look,
they made a great decision by not. If this is true, they're making a great decision by not putting themselves near the movies at all. They're making it your own thing.
It's more freedom to create
No,
a
but
story.
I definitely read an article that Shadow of Mordor had to, if they wanted to
play
do
around
it,
with the lore.
No, they had to separate themselves from definitely certain parts of the lore.
Sure.
To me, they did a real bad job.
They weren't allowed to be super tied to any of the 6 movies.
Good.
And so they ended up having to put it like way in, prior to any of that shit happening and like, or in between it.
Well, I don't want to go
be in
down too
between
far
it.
the conjecture road because we don't know anything. I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to say that's what is happening in this case. I want to be careful drawing that.
Going
conclusion,
off of what we see here in this description and the video, I think it all looks and sounds amazing. And even if it's single player or if it's multiplayer, it doesn't matter to me. It looks like a really awesome way to immerse yourself into the Harry Potter universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. I'm gonna watch that GIF again later because I I was like half asleep this morning when I saw it, and then I watched the video and then it got taken down. So I got to go see if I can find it somewhere.
Was there sound with the video too?
There was.
Oh,
There
damn.
was sound. Yeah.
I'm older. Are you guys Harry Potter nutbags?
So
I'm not a nutbag.
yeah, to answer the question specifically, no, but I do really like the franchise. I've read
do
all the
too.
books. I'm a big fan. Yeah.
You did read all the books.
I remember
That's what I
being in
meant.
summer camp and everyone
Nutbag is an aggressive term for a fan of the series.
Yeah.
Nutbag would imply a lot more than someone who enjoys the source material.
Sorry, I'm being
And maybe knows what house he's in.
No, I remember.
Possibly. I still
You
think
mean-
Nutbag is too much.
So would
What house
would
are
you
you in?
compare it
I'm
to?
a Ravenclaw.
Oh,
Are you a Stephen King nutbag?
Oh hell yeah!
Okay, just check.
I
I just
just-
want to see where.
Are you kidding me? I just got pictures taken in front of his house.
You have so many Stephen King books in there.
Right.
I see your shelves are sagging.
How about this?
They're under the weight
No,
of those books.
Besides that, how about the stack on the floor? You know what those are?
Those are more.
Yeah, those are more.
Are those manuscripts?
They're Stephen King books, but do you know what those are?
Are they Stephen King manuscripts?
They're not manuscripts.
my
they're
God.
they're Stephen
Can
King
I say
books.
manuscript?
Those
What are
are
they?
the duplicate copies because I forgot to catalog my database of the books I have and bought a bunch of extras by mistake. Look at how many mistakes I have.
There's
Look
a lot.
at how many mistakes.
You want some Stephen King books? You can have some.
Maybe I'm
No,
gonna
wait.
look at that stack for sure.
What's worse though? Is it your stack of shame or is it the stack of dupes?
It's a shameful dupes. It's both.
Dupes.
Yeah,
Like I'm ashamed that I never cataloged my books to know what I have.
you have to now, dude.
So I'm doing it. I downloaded a book. It's called Bookshelf, and I'm able to track whether it's a first edition, whether it's based on like the ISBN number.
Gotcha.
Very
It's
cool.
super
Nice,
exciting.
dude. Yeah, I'm jealous of your Dark Tower collection up there.
Well, as it fucking turns out, I don't have as many first editions as I thought I did. So I got to collect a little bit more diligently.
People do, dude. They're expensive.
All right.
I'm now gonna peel the actual wrapper off the 2 Dark Towers I bought.
Don't do it.
I have to peel it off to check the authenticity of what I bought.
No.
Yeah.
I promise you, there's a way. Don't. Oh my god.
There's no way
Don't do this,
unless I
dude.
open that book and look in the cover and find out if it's an actual true first edition.
The minute you take that off, though,
I don't think it's going to devalue it.
it does.
I know I've read on numerous
1000%
No,
that it
I've
does.
read on numerous sites that what matters the most is having a dust jacket. That's bare minimum and having it intact.
Well, if you have that on the shelf without that plastic wrap, it's got to go somewhere not on that shelf. It's got to go.
It's not like comic books. These can be pulled out of their wrapper. That's not original seal either. That was sealed by the person who sent it to me.
We will continue this
You guys
on
are
our
getting-
Dark Tower Stephen King podcast.
Sorry.
Recording after this. But
Back to video games.
I don't want you to take that thing out of that
Speaking of
plastic.
great authors
Yes.
like Stephen King, the author of the Witcher books wants
Look at this boy.
his
I
money.
love that.
This boy's
Segue.
flexing real hard with the segues.
I know, man. I fucking love it. So this came out today. The Witcher author, I'm not going to even try his name. I'm sorry.
No, he's Polish, right?
He is indeed Polish. Demands more than $16 million in royalties for the Witcher game's success.
Only because he saw the Witcher TV show. That's it.
That's coming. He's involved with the TV show, right? That's currently being produced by Netflix.
But
I don't have the information on it.
So
So here's the thing. Back when CD Projekt started making the games,
he didn't care.
he didn't care. He was like,
and that's what I mentioned
give
to
me
you.
the money.
I was like, I thought I remembered him not
give me,
caring.
yeah, he said, give me the, here, I got the quote right here. He's
Gaming is not a legitimate art form, so who cares?
I was stupid.
Well, hold on.
This is a quote from
He's
him.
not. That's not a quote from him. Is that a
No,
quote
but
from him?
that's what he probably fucking
Oh,
said.
you
Something
can't-
like that.
No, here's, I have what he said right in front of me. Do you
Say
guys
it.
mind? Do you
Say
guys,
it.
Do you mind?
Do it.
So,
Read your phone, Neo.
thank you. He said, I was stupid enough to sell them the whole rights, the whole bunch. They offered me a percentage of their profits, and I said, no, there will be no profits at all. Give me all my money right now, the whole amount. And he said it was stupid. I was stupid enough to leave everything in their hands because I didn't believe in their success. Who could foresee their success? I didn't. Now, keep in mind, this is right after Lord of the Rings movies got way popular. And then Game of Thrones was coming out, the first books of Game of Thrones.
I mean,
growing in popularity.
right. I mean, I get all that, and I'm not.
At the time, before everyone else played these Witcher games or even created them, he was just an author from Poland, and the books were very popular only in Poland. They weren't getting
Well, it's
crossing.
It's
yeah.
Polish lore that it informs
Correct.
so much of those stories.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
deep lore
Absolutely.
about that culture and that whole region of the world.
So now
But
he's looking.
he admits that he didn't believe in the success of it. So that to me says, okay, dude, now you just don't get profits
you
from
snooze,
the game.
you lose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah, he fucked himself.
said you didn't want it.
So
and you
now
said you
he's
didn't believe
suing,
in it.
and he's suing for a high number, but I think he's pulling like some kind of stupid negotiating tactic.
Oh,
where
he's
you,
100%
where you
gonna
aim
lose.
high and then you kind of meet low. You know what I mean?
That's man. Oh no, that's
That's-
kinda-
They
common.
might settle out of
that's
court
scummy
with him.
to me because I was very into this whole dynamic, not because he wasn't getting his money,
Mm-hmm.
but before this even came out, like he was very much like, yeah, you guys can for sure use XYZ, make your own properties that exist in my world. Like I'm glad that people are into this lore. It was very much like just an honest, open, collaborative project. It seemed like, and now he's like, oh, it's even more popular than I thought
it would be.
Who normal would have known this? You know,
That people who like fantasy and
come
play
on,
video
It's
games
because
would
it-
like it.
sounds
Right.
fucking salty
it's,
about it.
It's because it finally hit a medium that he understands. He doesn't
Because it's coming to TV.
He didn't understand video games.
I'm just going to remind the audience there is already a Witcher TV series.
yeah.
Did you know this?
Yeah.
2001, there was a series that came out. It was Polish, only
Yep.
in Poland. It wasn't good,
But
apparently.
it's hitting him American television.
It is, and it's coming to Netflix, which is going to be
It's debatable,
the biggest distributor.
but it's debatable. I think an American stole television from a Brit. Is this true?
I'm sorry,
For
what?
I think television was invented by an American, but I think he stole the patent from somebody else.
I wasn't prepared to discuss the origin of television.
We don't
tonight,
have to.
so I don't have the right notes or research done.
I'm sorry, I left
to-
that research at home.
Yeah. to
No,
participate in this.
I studied this at one point, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. An American inventor invented it, but the patent was stolen from a Brit, I think. But don't quote me on that.
Okay.
I'm all about speculation tonight.
You are. You're making some
Kind of speculation.
very egregious statements that,
At least
that
Speculative
someone would
theories.
not be wrong thinking if they heard our show. I go, oh, Felix Rickard said
least
that
the
someone stole a patent
speculation-
for the television.
The speculation that I have, at least about the Harry Potter game, was written down by someone else, so I could just pull from that.
Right.
And that's what I can refer to.
Well, Felix is over here and is like, well, it's clearly the same situation Shadow of Mordor is in. And I'm like, dude,
How do you?
no one's fucking
You can't
saying
draw that conclusion.
It seems like it. That's all I can say.
All right, guys, where do you want to go next? I'm going to give you a choice. Do you want to hear Anthem or do you want Sony?
Let's talk Anthem a little bit. We haven't had that game cross our desks in a while.
Right. So we're getting some more news on Anthem. It looks like there will be raids. First off, that's a crazy thing.
Very good thing.
to know about. And there will be raid matchmaking, which is something that Destiny doesn't do.
Does not do.
It matchmakes in pretty much the 3-man squads that they like to put you in, but they won't. But not in the raids.
Bungie's excuse has always been that the raids, being the game's pinnacle activities and demanding a lot of communication and trial and error and teamwork, that matchmaking would not be a good experience because you have like people that don't have mics or people that
Right.
aren't the right level, and there's all these things to consider, which I get.
I agree
I
with
get
that.
it. I
yeah.
agree with it too because you don't. If you're gonna do these really challenging things with 6 people and you're just gonna get no mics,
Think of
it's just a mess.
how frustrating it is when you're just playing like a Crucible match. You're doing PvP and you get
and you got some asshole doing his own thing.
idiot Blueberry running around doing whatever he wants to do.
Blueberry is a derogatory term, isn't it?
It's not. I mean,
I get vibes of that.
it's not too derogatory. It can be used, positively or
Like,
negatively.
yeah, dang, Blueberry doing your own
Do you know
thing.
where the phrase came from?
I'm assuming it's because their nameplates are blue and they're not green.
On the dots on the mini map, they're little blue dots. People that aren't on your fire team. Your fire team is green, and everyone else is a blue dot.
So does that make your team greenberries?
No,
Squeaker's
it makes
a
your
derogatory
team your
term.
team. Squeaker is a derogatory term. yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
With malicious intent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Squeaker.
Blueberry doesn't have to be malicious. You could say that Blueberry in our match was awesome. He killed it
There you go.
because it's just a fact. This is not someone in your fire team.
Wait, you couldn't say the Squeaker in your team was awesome?
No. Well,
I call
you
Squeaker
could,
something else.
But you still have a derogatory place for Squeaker.
I can't believe that Squeaker was that good.
That doesn't sound right.
But my argument is the term Squeaker itself is inherently negative, and the
Yeah.
term Blueberry could go either way.
Yeah, okay.
Interesting. So it sounds like Mark Dara, I guess he's one of the creatives on the project.
He's the lead.
He's the lead.
Yeah.
He's been
He's
in
the
Twitter
project director.
being all nice about
Mark
answering
Dara
questions.
has done. I mentioned this before. He does the AMAAA. Ask me almost anything about Anthem. I think I may have missed an A in there, but that's his
No.
thing. He started this ever since E3 this year.
That's
He's
good.
Very open, very transparent, answering questions.
It's creeping on us soon, and apparently it's hit its alpha stage, the game. So
Yes.
well, hopefully,
Don't
we
you think
see
they
more
have to do that?
Do what?
Their new IP. If they don't answer all the questions,
Oh yeah. Well, and
no one's ever going to
yeah.
trust
Not only
it.
is it new IP, it's new IP in a space that has a lot of fans, but has a lot of problems. This shared world shooter looter MMO light,
and it's
genre.
getting more competition. I want to say by the day. Because Division 2 is creeping up, Destiny 2 is seeing its resurgence currently of popularity.
Yeah, everyone wants to know, is this new entry going to make the same mistakes that Bungie made, the same mistakes that Ubisoft made with the Division? Should I spend my money or should I keep my money?
Is it worth the time and
people
money?
People are
Yeah.
very cautious about investing in these long-form projects, and I don't blame them at all.
I mean,
you have to ask these kind of questions, and you have to be upfront with the answers at this point.
Even with the way Destiny is designing itself, Destiny is the game that wants you to be the only game you play, and that's becoming increasingly clear the
They
more
all
we
do.
play it.
Every game
Yeah.
wants all of your time. no excuses.
But then there's like Spider-Man where you play it, you get all the trophies, and hey, I'm done until whenever the next DLC or next game comes out. But Destiny, these games, they're like log in today, you get this. Oh, you got the Whisper quest coming up this weekend. Oh, the new dungeon's coming up. They want you to increasingly be logging in.
The Prime engrams are a great way to lock you in because you feel guilty missing a day of potential powerful drops.
So it's the past 2 weeks I've been so busy, I've been feeling very guilty.
You don't log in because maybe you need a break, and then all of a sudden it's like, fuck, man, but if I played, I could maybe get this, and then you're like, shit, and then that's exactly what they want. They want you in that fucking
right. I think
rat wheel spinning around.
I still don't know how I'm going to feel about Division 2. I think I'm only going to want one of these types of games to play, and I'm not going to want to have to jump between all these games because there are games next year coming out that I want to play. All these single player experiences. I still haven't even touched the new Tomb Raider. I don't even think I'm going to.
I didn't even buy it.
I've already played the first 2 Tomb Raiders. I know what kind of game it is now. I want to play Red Dead.
Tombs
That's
and
a game
raiding.
I haven't played since 2010. You know what I mean? Like
They're on an 8-year cycle.
great, and I love that because now I get to come back to that game and be fresh instead of playing a game that I played 2 years ago. Tomb Raiders, the Tomb Raider games, which while I love them very much, I don't think I need to keep revisiting that when there's newer experiences on the horizon.
I think it's what's keeping me away from finishing Uncharted because I know it's going to be the same game at the end of the day.
It is. But you know what? I like viewing those games as like pulp movies.
Or you're afraid of
for sure.
our trophy competition.
I don't think
I'm gonna slow roll it, pretend I'm not into it. All of a sudden,
I used to care about
I'm gonna
trophies.
hide my shit. I'm gonna turn all my trophies private and turn on one day. You're gonna say, "Bang!" All the fucking platinums all roll through.
Oh my god!
Like, fucking god!
I did just platinum Uncharted.
I heard
The Lost
Yes,
Legacy.
I heard, and I saw in our
I'm
Discord.
proud of your trophiness.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
trophy
not,
hunter.
I'm not.
I used to be like
this
you.
I want people
Then I
to
took
know
an arrow to the knee.
nice. I want people to know that Felix introduced me to the fact that we're having this competition in the same way that it's been conducted this whole time. We're very one-sided, and it's only him. He comes up to me at work. This is like 3 years ago or something, and he goes, "You don't know this yet, but we're in a competition." And I go, "What are you talking
are we
about?"
now?
And he's like, "Yeah, I saw that you have Uncharted." Platinum because I did at the time. I had I had
You had
Uncharted
one
1,
of
maybe
them.
two, maybe even 2. Well, for sure one.
1 or 2.
Was platinum, and he's like, and you're like, well, I'm a couple away from mine, and I plan on beating you. And I go, huh? All right.
So it was the first time I had ever been introduced to comparison.
Yeah.
Trophy
Yeah,
comparison.
you
Now-
can pick 2 people and see the double rows next
and
to
you were
each
like
other.
my first victim.
Felix,
Yeah. And you were like, oh, all right.
have you looked
it's
at
a
my trophy
competition.
list?
Yeah, I was doing it the whole time we were
But like
doing Spider-Man.
all my trophies.
I did. I went through your whole list.
How do you feel about it? I
You're-
got some history.
You're doing way better
This
than
is
me.
not. Let's talk about Neo's trophies.
I'm
right
about.
now.
I'm humble bragging right now.
Here's what
humble
I'll,
bragging.
Nothing humble about
here's
this
what.
brag.
Here's the thing.
Nothing
though.
humble about it.
Here's the one thing I'll say.
Goes back.
You have a higher score than me,
Yeah.
but it's mainly because you're just inundated with way more.
I play a lot of games.
On the games that we played equally, and most of them, I'm a higher percentage.
Yeah, makes sense. You do.
But
you
it's
put more
because
time in.
it's only because I put more time into individual games I play.
But you'll notice there's a trend earlier in my PlayStation gaming career. I have a concentration of higher trophies.
yeah,
And
it's when you
and
had
then
more
and then it
time.
drops off as
Yeah.
I got older.
It's when you had more time.
It's true. Speaking of Sony and trophies,
But we're not in a
last
competition,
story,
Neo. Just me and Trip.
Oh well,
me and you.
now I feel bad.
We were for Spider-Man, but I never
No,
told.
clearly you're good on the trophies. You got millions of them. You got enough trophies to
I'm
go
hoarding
around.
them.
Don't worry about it.
Did you
I'm
hear
like
me?
the dragon Smog.
Did you hear me? We were for Spider-Man, but I never told you.
Oh, you never told me. You did beat me on that too.
I was racing. I was like, man, I gotta get that final platinum.
before Neo does.
That's your MO, dude. Just,
Oh, I love that. No, do
secret
it up, man.
competitions.
Speaking of Sony and trophies and all that, this is the last story of the evening.
Cool.
We're going to talk about the big thing that Sony did, and the sad thing that they're doing. The big thing is they enabled crossplay for Fortnite.
They did.
They entered a beta phase for this, and it's crazy because I didn't see them ever caving on it. Because when you're in first, baby, it feels good. But
And the way they talked about this
Yes.
was they said we're launching a beta program for crossplay starting with Fortnite.
Right.
And the way that sentence is constructed leaves them the room to say, now this game is crossplay. Now this game is crossplay. Now this game is crossplay.
No.
Or no,
Yes. It is
or
just for
never again.
Fortnite.
No, I'm saying they're leaving it open so that those things will be folded in.
Right.
Because they didn't say this is a beta program for Fortnite
It's
crossplay.
funny, though, because
they said
the-
it's beta
The first
crossplay
question people had
starting with Fortnite.
after this was like, so what about like Rocket League? Because there was a time when like a Switch got flipped accidentally, and they were like, "Oh,
Yep.
PlayStation can play with other people, huh?"
Yeah, it's very, very easy. Yeah, that exposed a lot of the holes in their arguments.
I think the most important thing here is, yay, they did it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
But I think the major problem with the Fortnite specifically was once you logged in with your Epic account into your PlayStation, you were locked. You couldn't bring your account anywhere else. Unlike the other platforms where I could log in with my Switch, I could get on my PC, and I could enjoy my account between those platforms. And
Right.
and they did not. They locked you because they wanted you, when you spent money in the Sony store, they want you to spend the money in the Sony store.
Now, is that still locked?
That is the big question. I will have to look into that.
I realize
a little
after
bit
all
more.
this, I don't know if that's changed. Because that's
don't
definitely a different conversation. Crossplay is one thing, and then
That is the
having
most
your Epic
important.
account locked to Sony is still a thing.
I believe. Okay, so it's not. You can go on Epic's website, and then you can. If you add Sony to your account, it will. It looks like it frees it up.
Okay.
And you can just. And then they're actually Epic is adding a way. So if you were a person that had to make a new account because you wanted to play another platform,
Oh, you can like merge them.
You can merge them, so you can take all your stuff
actually
with
really
you.
cool. That's
So
that's an extra mile
good.
that they didn't necessarily have to do.
Because like crossplay is great and all, and I understand why a company wouldn't be obligated to do that, and it's fine. You're obligated to do whatever your platform, but to lock someone's account
Yeah.
to that platform when everyone else is like letting you come on, man, don't you have enough money from this game? Like,
It felt bad when it happened for sure.
Don't you think though that whatever initiatives in this department Sony takes, don't you think that the like the other side of it is the developer? Like Fortnite is an example of one that's coming to fruition because the Fortnite developers want it.
right? And
like I don't think
it's-
I'll ever see crossplay Red Dead.
It's funny because no, I don't think you will either. But Epic said that they kind of screwed Sony by being like, "Hey, man, we could turn it on tomorrow, and you guys would be able to enjoy every platform." And they were like, "We have ways of pairing you with non-keyboard mouse players. We can do all this stuff." And they do. Like when they release it on phones, you could play with just mobile, or you could play with people on PC and as well. You could merge the play, like who you were playing with on Fortnite.
Who would want to do that?
Well, that's a. I mean, I don't know. You feel
Who
lucky.
would want to
You feel
play with
lucky?
all of them together?
Yeah, is there an incentive?
I don't
Is there
think
like
so.
a trophy you get?
Well,
for
here's the
doing
funny
that?
thing. My brother currently doesn't have a console or anything, and he loves the battle royale genre. And I told him I'd play Fortnite with him, and I was on my computer playing Fortnite. It turned out he was playing with me in a party on his phone.
Oh shit!
It was so weird to be like, "Oh, you're on your phone, and I'm just at my desk, like playing on my computer."
This is the future, man.
How did he
That's
do,
going to
though,
come more and more
compared to you?
common.
He was okay. See, the problem with that now is like there's no voice chat that's good, and it's like doesn't like communicating's harder. Turning on a dime is harder on the phone. Like and I'm like zipping around on my mouse keyboard setup. Like it's weird. It's weird.
So he got killed a lot.
I'm trying to remember. This was a while ago, but no, I think he did okay.
We're going to see more of this though as handheld technology gets better.
Right. People are going to want to buy their own products that they like, and they're going to want to talk to their friends. Like, I think it's cool. I think this is a good step forward for just everyone in general. We're breaking the console war walls down, and we're coming together.
I hope that they made this decision because they just received an insane amount of negative feedback about the whole thing, which they should have.
I feel like what they probably could have seen. This is just speculation. I'm speculating now.
We're in the speculation zone, 100%.
Speculation zone. I have a feeling that because of this,
I hold the
people were
Dayton
incentivized to not play Fortnite on PlayStation.
1,000%. Yeah.
Because
1,000%.
Because like my cousin in Arizona, he doesn't have a PlayStation. I want to play with my you know what I mean?
I started to play Fortnite with my roommate. This is back in February. We were ripping through some together. We'd set up 2 TVs in the living room, have a lot of fun side by side, do the whole thing. And then like that was soon after that, it was like the whole news hit that you were locked.
Yeah, when the Switch
and
came
couldn't
out,
play on the
version.
Switch. And that turned me off from playing on the PlayStation, and I have not played Fortnite since, just in general.
Yep. I would rather, and in fact, when I saw that, I was like, if I'm going to play Fortnite, I'd rather play it on my Switch than my superior hardware of the PS4.
Yeah.
Because of the inclusive of who I can play with.
Because then you'd make a couple more logical leaps, and you'd rather play it on PC for the best experience. So, like,
correct.
I'm good on PS4.
And I never played it because I don't want to.
God bless.
Nailed it. The last piece of Sony news is they canceled PSX this year. PlayStation Experience.
Yeah, I didn't
Very
see this
last minute.
until like we're getting ready to do this tonight. What happened? Do we know why?
They just said they're focusing on their current titles. They have nothing to announce. They're just,
So do we think again, speculation zone? Do we think this means they're gearing up for a PSX 2019 PS5 reveal?
Announcement? Yeah, that sounds pretty.
I know
close
the
to
hypocrisy of me trying to police the speculation and then literally speculating about the 5th generation console.
No, but you're making.
I don't know
you're making predictions.
I don't
now.
understand why speculation police came about. We're not.
I was policing it. I just want to make sure people.
I think no, you're not speculating. You're making a prediction.
I want people to understand that if we say something, we are very clear that this is speculation, or we get it from a source. Or something.
As long as we qualify it.
Right.
I mean, personally, I could see them announcing PSX 2019,
Like, that makes
the
sense to me.
PlayStation 5, and then the games that are going to come out on it, and then 2020 of the holidays.
E3.
Yeah, they'll do what they did last time. You'll see it at E3,
Yep.
and then you'll get it at that holiday of 2020. That's
that timeline makes sense to me.
and just
Unless
thinking,
it's a year too early.
thinking of where
for
graphics
this.
technology is going. The RTX cards just came out, the new NVIDIA cards. So like we could potentially see some cool new hardware.
You don't think we're 1 year off of this? You don't think it's 1 year too early?
I don't think we'll get it in 2019. I think we'll get it in 2020 or 2021.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it a 2021 thing possibly?
Well,
and now this is a little bit too early to speculate on this.
Think about the games that still haven't come out yet that we've seen. Death Stranding, Last of Us 2.
Days Gone.
Days Gone. Well, Days Gone has a release date.
Oh yeah, it does.
That's coming out in I think March or whatever. But I'm thinking about those games that we haven't. Dreams. That's even another one. So maybe they're holding their cards to show more for the PS5. Maybe we'll get announcements. Maybe we'll get like what we did with Destiny 1. We'll get the PS4 version. We'll get PS5 versions of these games as well. That sounds possible. Death Stranding and Last of Us 2 could potentially be next gen games. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Has anyone from those respective studios made any kind of statements saying this is a goal to have this on PS4? We are developing this for PS4. They haven't.
None.
Because some studios have. They go, don't worry about this. This is being developed for current gen, hardware.
Yeah, I mean, that was a lot of questions when the PS4 Pro came out, like what games can I play on it? But no, they haven't been specific about it. They're just showing off their games. They're just being weird.
Just a couple
showing babies.
Couple dudes showing off their games,
Funny joke that came out of this was last year, Sean Layden, one of the execs over at Sony, was like, at PSX last year, he was like, by this time next year at PSX, we're gonna have. I hope you don't ask that name change question.
Oh, I do remember him saying that.
People mean that the moment they cancel. He's like, great, they don't have to do name changes because there's no PSX.
They literally canceled PSX to stop the name changes.
So they didn't have it because they didn't have anything.
What name changes?
Now that's some fucking speculation.
So since 2007, when the PlayStation came out, no one has been allowed to change their names.
You're a gamer. Your
gamer
PlayStation
tag.
The name. Your username. Yeah.
Let's pretend you were like in high school when the PS3 came out or whatever. You're Bong Ripper 420 XXOXX, and like you can't change your name. You'd have to make a whole new account. So
I see.
Yeah. But they literally said like, hey, maybe you won't have to ask this question anymore in a year. Who knows? We'll see you. Wink. Goodbye. But now they just canceled the whole event, so now they don't have to deliver on that promise.
Not to bring. I mean, I'm bringing this up, but when Kind of Funny figured this out, they decided that they weren't going to stand for this, and they announced they're going to try and pull a bunch of developers and have their own game showcase for that weekend.
Oh, really?
It was supposed to be.
That's funny.
So they're going to try and pull a bunch of their developer friends to show off some new games and stuff instead.
That's cool. That's a cool
So
idea.
I appreciate that of them. But anyway, that's a wrap on the news.
Yeah, I think
That's a show, boys.
I think that's a show.
Yeah, I mean, next week I'll be able to talk about Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah,
that's exciting. I'm
very
excited to hear about that.
Yeah.
Because you are a master of the origins.
Yeah, I did not buy the gold or ultimate editions, which allow you to be playing it now.
This is
You can
fun.
be playing
Funny,
the game now.
speaking of that, this is a conversation we should have at some point because Diamond Jab brought this up last week when he was here.
What did he say?
It was like I brought up Final Fantasy 15, and I was like, I bought the game and I didn't get a complete game, and it was in my opinion it was falsely advertised to me. And he's
Sure.
like, well, you should know by now that when you buy a game, you're not getting the full game. And I was like, what? What did you just say to me? Like, I wanted to do the whole James Franco stand up thing. Like,
well, what's your question? Because when
my question is when is it when you're buying a product at a game, are you expecting to get the full product? I know you brought something in. This is a whole other topic.
No, yeah, it's what I'm
You're
say
cutting me off, and
we-
I appreciate that.
I'm just gonna say because if we go down this road, we're you know us, we know us.
We're gonna talk.
add 30 minutes to this episode.
I know.
and I think we may need to flesh this out.
Well,
at a
you
different
go
but
time.
it's a great question to
It
leave
is a great
off
question.
on.
Yeah.
This is the question I'll leave us on this.
This is actually a good idea. This is homework for listeners.
Is that cool? Is this cool?
Hit us up.
Yeah, hit us up on Twitter and
we'll
stuff.
talk about it
yeah,
next week.
we'll give you our handles in a
Well,
minute.
I was just going to rattle off the information about the different types of Assassin's Creed,
Well,
just because it's
you
relevant.
don't have to
for
do
people
that
buying
because
it right
because
now.
in Ubisoft fashion, they do this with every product. They have always 5 editions of their game as they come out, including the season pass and all kinds of stuff.
There's 8.
You don't have to go into detail.
I'm just saying there's 8.
Thank you, Ubisoft.
You know, there's a bunch of shit with statues and all this other crap.
Of course, they always do this. They do this with every game.
Anyway, I just bought the deluxe version. That does not get me the game until Friday.
Does it get you the season pass?
It does not get me the season pass.
What was deluxe about it?
Well, it's going to get me weapons to start the game with that I would have to buy later. That I would have to physically buy with money.
That sounds awful.
With human money?
Yeah, with real money.
With human money.
From the store.
Okay.
That's
All right.
I'm not a fan.
I
of
would
that,
end up
but-
having to pay I don't know, for all the crap that you're getting. I would probably have to pay like $20 later.
Okay,
So you're
so
paying less now.
No,
because
I'm paying.
the
I'm
weapons
getting
are-
it for $10 versus 20.
So yes, you're getting it. You're paying less now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is why I don't play Ubisoft games like this anymore.
Well, this is
It's
the world
also
as they do
stuff.
that.
By the
World we
way,
live in, man. It's the world
no,
we
this is
live
a better
in.
thing to say though.
well,
It's also stuff to clarify. It's stuff that I probably would need to play the entire game.
you probably wouldn't need it. No, it's
No,
probably just a
like-
bonus
like-
incentive.
Based on how Origins offered you like drops and content and things like that. Like from the
Right.
very beginning in Origins, I was able to get myself equipped with weapons that would hold up in any of the battles that I did.
Yeah.
Right.
It was nice to have the extra.
Right.
You know, the one sword I had like seeped out poison, and I got that for pre-ordering. And then when I went later into the game, and like somebody was asking me how I got it when I was live streaming,
Right.
and I said, "Oh, well." I went into like the store and I looked at all the packs, and the one pack that I'd gotten for my pre-order was something that cost like $10, and I was like, "Well, you gotta buy that pack and
Great.
get it."
That sounds so great.
And the person was like, "Why didn't I pre-order?"
All right,
it?
let's end this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to end it with the question:
Mm-hmm.
do you think games should be $60 anymore? That's straight up like. Would you when you buy a game, or do you expect the full product for the price you get? Is $60 enough? That's the question. Because last week with Diamond Jab, he seemed to think that was no. Of course you don't expect the whole game.
Well,
That's what I took away from that.
Because we were chatting about all of these things. We were chatting about
Right.
DLCs earlier. Me and Diamond Jab were chatting about the price of games and if there's a hidden price to play it earlier. That's really
Right.
kind of the nugget of this whole conversation.
Right. Indeed.
I'll be able to tell you more next week.
We'll chat about
when I
it.
get my
Right.
deluxe
Well,
version.
This
we'll
is an
unpack this.
overarching question, not just for like
Yeah.
Assassins and
Yeah.
Ubisoft games. I'm
For
talking
everything.
about games in general, the Destinies, the Assassin's Creeds, the Far Cries, all these games. Should we expect
Should we
the product up front for what we pay, or should we expect that we're going to have to pay more to experience the full thing? And then,
hit us up? Let us know.
with all that said, I am Neo Ayoshi. You can find me at Neo_Ayoshi on Twitter and Neo Ayoshi on Twitch. No underscore there.
This is Trip Zero. All of my socials are /Trip0TV. I stream on Mixer every day, 11 to 8. So follow me on Mixer. Come say hello. Find me on my other socials. Probably Twitter is the best place outside of Mixer to follow
Twitter's
me.
good.
I'm very active there. /TripZeroTV.
And this is Felix Hergood, and as is the case, Twitter is the best way to get a hold of me or DMing me. I have my own Discord. I also am in the Emergent Gamer Discord all the time.
Discord.theemergentgamer.com.
Discord.theemergentgamer.com. Yeah, check me out there. And then I live stream at Mixer and Twitch, both Felix Hergood all together. Mixer.com/Felix Hergood, Twitch.tv/Felix Hergood. And I'm playing an assortment of story-based games, Injustice 2,
soon to be
5,
Assassin's Creed.
soon to be Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the new Battlefield 5, lots of different games. So
Right. We'll see you next time.
Later, dudes.
cool. The thing I was talking
Dude,
about.
that gritty picture that you put in our Discord was
Gritty woman?
incredible.
Which one I put
Gritty
two?
No, I saw Gritty Woman last week, but the Lady and the Tramp one was a work of art, an absolute
I was just
work
so
of
glad
art.
I could be at the Flyers game last week. That was
Dude.
great.
Yeah, you did that.
I
Huh?
went
You
to
got
a-
to see Gritty for real.
I saw him in person, and he is fucking weird.
Me and my roommates went the day he was announced. We go, "Do you guys want to get tickets and beat this thing up?" He went, "Hell yeah!"
You were at the first Gritty game.
We were the first Gritty
Oh,
game.
that's
my
so
God.
dope.
But now I
dude.
love him, dude. I'm all
love
in.
him, too.
I'm
I
all
think
in.
he's great. I think
100%
he represents everything
Dude,
we
you-
Philadelphians aspire to be.
How about
Do you know
how
what
about
my friend Mike said? He goes, "He's everything that we hate about the city that keeps us here."
It's looking in a
And I'm
mirror.
like, holy fuck, man.
It's looking in a mirror.
Very-